The person whose belief cannot be broken. Place any goal in front of them, and they will declare that they will reach it, and they will indeed reach it. The person whose belief cannot be shattered. When an enemy attacked in ancient times, what was the first thing they tried to break? Moral strength. In the past, when kings and emperors fought wars, what do you think was their first move? Break the king's morale. And how do you do that? Win over his ministers, win over the people who are the pillars of his belief, the strongest warriors of their army, the most trusted individuals, turn them against him. And the moment you do that, what happens to the king's belief? It breaks. And the king whose belief is broken is no longer a king, he is a slave. A king is only the one who possesses the treasure of belief. A slave is the one whose belief has been stolen by the world. If the world can take away your belief, if small struggles, if minor difficulties, if temporary pain can take away your belief, then you are a slave. A king is the one from whom you can take away his life, but even at his last breath, you cannot take away his belief. The one who has the treasure of belief, the one who has an army of belief, is the real king. In this modern era, who is the king? The one who has an unbreakable army of belief, an army that cannot be defeated. Today, can an ordinary person become great in this country? Can a tea seller become the prime minister? Yes. This is that country. In this country, such possibilities exist. But who is that person who rises? The one who has an unstoppable army of belief. You cannot break their belief. You may break their body, beat them down, but you cannot shatter their faith. This whole game is about one thing, the game of belief. That's the only game in this world. Everything else exists only to make this one thing stronger. Why are books written? So that after reading them, your belief becomes stronger. Why do motivational talks happen? So that after hearing them, your belief grows stronger. The center of everything in this world is just one thing, belief. How can belief be strengthened? If the 100 people sitting here right now truly believe that within the next 12 months, the whole of India should know the name of their team, then it will happen. The path will emerge, the way will be found, it will happen. All you need is belief. We often look at our photos from 5 years ago and wonder, how did I believe in myself back then? But we did. We look at our 10-year-old photos and think, how did I have faith in that version of me? Because belief is not something external. It doesn't come from having a great face or wearing fancy clothes. Belief is an internal matter. It is something that is built within. Some people have belief in their blood. How is a person like Dhoni born? The one who quits a stable railway job? Something is different in his blood. That belief keeps pushing him, keeps making him rise again and again. It teaches him to fight with himself. Imagine someone who knows they are meant for something great, and yet if they relax, their own belief won't let them rest. That belief keeps pushing them forward. A batsman who is out of form for 3 years, and not just any batsman, the greatest batsman in the world. For 3 years when the entire world says you should retire. Then what is it that still makes him work hard every day? Just one thing, his belief. That same belief forces him to put in the effort, forces him to keep working. And then in the 4th year, in a match that seems completely lost, this one person turns it around and wins it. And suddenly the world says again, Virat Kohli is the greatest batsman ever. What an incredible player, what a chase master. The same world that once told him to retire is now praising him endlessly. Virat himself has said, "It still hurts me that the same people who now praise me were once the same people telling me to retire. That pain is still there." You see, successful people have a different DNA structure. Their way of thinking is different. If someone tells them you can't do it, for them that's like fuel to a fire. An ordinary person stops when they hear this. But the person who is truly special, the person who is born to be great, that person goes crazy when they hear these words. If you tell them, "You can't do it," their inner voice screams, "Now I will show you." Their entire mindset is different. Today you need to strengthen one thing within yourself. What is it? Your belief. The bigger your belief, the bigger your effort. The bigger your effort, the bigger your growth. What does growth come from? From effort. You might believe, but if you just sleep thinking, "One day, I will become a king," then one day, you will only reach the cremation ground, but you will never become anything. Because your belief is lazy. Real belief is the kind that throws you out of bed. Real belief is the kind that won't let you sleep. Real belief is the kind that creates restlessness within you. When a person truly believes, they become restless. Have you heard of the musk deer? The deer that has a natural fragrance in its navel? It wanders the entire jungle searching for the source of that fragrance, unaware that it's coming from within itself. Now imagine if we remove the fragrance from the story. Will the deer still wander? No, because there's nothing to search for. In the same way, when a person realizes their potential, they cannot sit still. They will restlessly seek their greatness. They will not stay in one place, because they have caught the scent of their own greatness. And the person who has felt that belief within themselves will not sit still. So the first thing you need to enlarge in your life today is your belief. Believe this: you are not an ordinary person. Believe this: you are meant for greatness.